Welcome back, everyone. This is Fausto Pugliese from cybertradinguniversity, and you're on the Cyber Trader podcast. And I am extremely excited today, more than anything. Got a new CEO from Nero Street and TickBlaze, Sean. And I'm really excited because I met Sean so many times in the past. Great Canadian. Everyone in Canadian's got a big Canadian right here, so I'm excited about that. Sean, you got a lot of Canadian fans here, so I'm gonna look forward to hearing you. But really excited about he's just launched a new company. The big change is what we used to work with. Some of you know we worked with New Street for a very long time in the past, and I wonder what happened to him. I'm going to ask him, and he's got some very exciting news to tell us what they're working on, and some great stuff for you. So, Sean, how you been? How's it going? It's been a long time.
Busy, Fausto, busy. We sometimes you move in silence for a while, and then all of a sudden you open up the Kraken and you just release the big waves, right? So there's a lot of big things happening on our side, and it's just glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So what have you been working on? I mean, I know you were in the education business for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know we did a lot of events in the past for a while. And what has changed?
We stepped into the major leagues. Essentially, we decided to expand, and we brought in. We did a Series A. We brought in a large group of investors, and we acquired TickBlaze. Yeah, we stepped into the platform infrastructure business, working with some pretty big profile people, and we're expanding a very brand new technology offering. It was acquired from institutional quants, and it was originally built for institutions. It was never meant for retail. And with our experience in the retail software space, we're bringing institutional grade technology to the retail. Yeah, it's pretty extreme.
So how'd that come to fruition?
Well, we grew. One of the largest. We were known for education and software, right?
Yeah, I
Our
remember.
education was always the way in which we helped all of our customers, but mainly software was our primary business. Indicators and algorithms were our primary focus, and we grew our organization to being top 3 largest marketplaces in the world on 5 leading platforms. So we have over 150 products built on 5 global platforms. We're the largest algorithmic trading developer in the world right now with regards to retail. And what that means is that we got to a point where we're like, hey, what's next? Are we going to become a broker? Are we going to become a prop firm? And where are we going? What's the next evolution of our life cycle? And we realize that no matter which direction we want to go, we need our own trading technology, right? If we're going to become a broker or a prop firm or work with any type of bigger infrastructure, we need our own tech. And so the fun part is because we have so much development experience, we realized, well, if we're going to build something that's anything of a major contender, right, that's a long process, a lot of money. So we start putting feelers out. We're like, hey, like maybe we can do an acquisition, maybe we can raise a lot of capital with some players and do a big deal. And sure enough, we had an opportunity come on our plate in 2023, and we did our Series A, and we acquired TickBlaze. So it was, and we haven't looked back. It's been pretty wild.
So how did TickBlaze get into this?
Well, TickBlaze was originally built by Daniel Toshner. I'll give him credit. He spent a lot of time building this. He was a senior quant engineer for Blackstone, right? So many people have heard of Blackstone. It's a pretty big place. And
very big.
And originally it was meant to be a brokerage platform for quants, institutional hedge funds. And when we seen what it could do on the algorithmic side of the world, automated trading is growing fast. It's the second fastest growing niche next to AI in the industry. Okay. AI is at the top, and then the next big contender is automated trading. And so when we seen what it could do on the automation side, we said, wow, like imagine if we brought this to the retail market, right? And we have all the experience on the retail side, having built into NinjaTrader and TradingView and TradeStation and all these other platforms. We understand their technology quite well and their infrastructure. So we said, if we could take this and we could spend, a little bit of time with our experience bringing this to market in a retail capacity, this could be like top 3 major contenders in the next 2 to 3 years, like with the infrastructure. Wow. And so we did. We went through due diligence, and we went through a big process of legal and IP, and the whole gambit of an acquisition is pretty large. It's that nature. And once all that checked out, we did the deal at Q4 of 2023, and then we closed the doors. We moved all the hedge funds over that were on the technology. We didn't open it up for retail. We shut down the doors for business for an entire year, and that's why you said it was a bit quiet, right? We were a bit quiet, and We basically invested a lot of time and a lot of money into revamping the technology for retail, right? Because not everybody's a quant, right? Not everybody wants to be the next JP Morgan or Two Sigma, and so we made it retail. And we launched Q4 of last year at Benzinga, and we haven't looked back. It's been a wild ride. We swept the floor. We won a ton of awards. We have, it was great. And for the last 4 to 6 months, we spent all of our time building all the broker integrations so that we can support all the equity traders that are here, all the futures trading firms. Now we're expanding into the equities and the forex and the crypto exchange and adapters. Think of us as like a broker neutral, asset class neutral hybrid technology. And we're actually two platforms in one. We're a discretionary tech stack, but we're also a quant trading platform.
Are you going to be a little bit like more of like a trading view or a meta stock or something like that?
Well, it's actually I like to think of it as it's I have a lot of respect for all the platforms out there. We've worked with them all, so there's never any negatives to say about anything. But I like to think of it as like a Ninja Trader on steroids, right? We have our closest competitor in terms of technology would be Ninja Trader on the retail, but
Okay.
on the algorithmic side, there is no competitor. We are the fastest backtesting software in the business. We are the most sophisticated portfolio solutions for backtesting and algorithmic deployment in the world right now. We've got some pretty big names coming on to potentially come onto our board as advisors that worked with some pretty big quant firms, institutional quant firms. So it's interesting to see what's about to happen because a big part of our roadmap is retail. And what's really nice is that our main business model is not retail. We integrate with brokers, we service prop firms, we service hedge funds. So the platform's free for retail. And the only other platform in the world that's done that is MetaTrader. And they've got millions of users. And so if you're an equities trader, you can use TickBlaze. It doesn't cost you any money, right? If
Well,
you're
we're gonna definitely share that too. Let everybody know that's
yeah,
listening. I'm gonna actually do a quick little, in a little bit, we're gonna share you what he's
sure.
talking about,
Yeah.
about the technology and how great this platform is. But
Yeah.
but for me, just kind of questions. I know people always ask me. So, are you a brokerage firm? Yes or no? Is that
No
no?
brokerage. We're broker
Right.
neutral, very similar to
Okay.
TradingView's model. We integrate with everybody. Yeah.
Okay. And let me ask you a dumb question because and please, I hear you probably hear these dumb questions all the time. I'll give you an example. I had a guy ask me a dumb question yesterday. I was actually telling my traders because I'm in a home living business, and someone said, do you need a rooster to for a chicken to lay an egg? You know what I mean? So
Sure.
unless you want it fertile. So the reason I'm trying to get to that is what makes you like, why would I use you over somebody else, like over them? Because there's so many of them out there now. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like what
Yeah.
and everyone's like, what do I need you for when I could use? Doesn't TradeStation have that kind of platform? Doesn't Think or Swim have that platform? I mean, why do
Great
we need
question.
you?
Great question. So first of all, traders don't need another platform, right? They need solutions to make money.
Right.
And so we realize there's a lot of limitations on the technology platforms out there. Their development languages are very restrictive, which means companies like yourself and ours and other vendors, influencers, developers, building indicators and strategies and systems into them is not an easy thing. Their development languages are very restrictive. They don't allow for really customized indicators and strategies and tools. So we have a very flexible code language that allows us to build Ferraris inside of it, right? There's no limitations to what our API can do. So if a developer wants to build a simple indicator, he can. If he wants to build a Porsche to go to Mars, he can. There's no limitations on what the technology can do. But what's more important is that there's also we built our technology around a social network.
Okay.
So the only other platform in the world that did this was TradingView. And I met with some people on that side of the organization years ago when we did the acquisition. And I said, hey, what made you such a successful company? And he said, well, really, we didn't build a technology company. We built a social network and we built the platform around it. And that made me think, it's like, well, if you look at all the forums, you look at all the places where people are going, the Discords and the chat rooms and all this noisy, it's complicated. There's not a lot of credibility to it. We built a social network around TickBlaze. So when you come into TickBlaze, not only do you get a platform, you get access to an open source network where people are giving indicators and strategies and software and trading infrastructure and education. And we've got thousands of traders just sharing and giving away. I mean, traders are spending tens of thousands of dollars for this stuff, and we just give it away for free. Right. So we built all that around the technology so that we can give an infrastructure for not only learning and also advancing, but just having endless, copious resources, saving traders thousands of dollars.
Well,
Yeah.
there's
So
probably one dumb question people are going to ask you then is like, here you are saying people paying tens of thousands of dollars and you give them it free. How do you guys make money? I think
yeah,
people always
so
ask.
we have two business models that basically allow us to position value to the customer. On the retail side, like as I said, we have one of the largest marketplaces in the world on the other platforms. So we have custom indicators and custom strategies and automated systems that we can sell on the back end for our marketplace, but it's not required, right? Like traders can do an a la carte model where if they want to buy things, they can. And then it's also a vendor marketplace. So vendors like yourself and other people can actually host their software and strategies inside of our marketplace and sell their tools. So we actually work with our partners as a B2B marketplace so that we basically can monetize things on the back end. The other side of that too is our primary business model is prop firms and hedge funds. So we are a technology provider for proprietary trading firms. You know, the trader funding business. We have our broker integration models, and we also have hedge fund models for quants and institutions. So retail is only one segment of our model, and that's why we give it away for free to the retail, because we're not really concerned about nickeling and diming all
Okay.
the small players. I mean, the whole vision for us is bringing institutional grade technology to the retail, finally empowering retail traders like you and I to be able to have the tools that only the big guys have. And that's really what we've done. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought. The reason why I'm asking that, I'm calling devil's advocate, because some people
Yeah.
don't ever understand is that like even like in the trading business, I never understood why brokerage firms will like compete. Like, well, you can buy tickets for $7.95, you sell them for $5.95, and everyone's like, first of all, how do you even make money even at $7 or $5? Now you see they're giving it for free, and then
Yeah.
and the reason they don't need the $5, right? They just need the order flow. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And everything else. Money. There's things on the back end. I do
A,
cover that in my teaching
a,
and my classes. I do.
a
You know,
great example is MetaTrader. MetaTrader is a forex platform, but they're the biggest platform in the world. They've got millions and millions of users, and it's been free since inception, right? And they basically fuel their marketplace. They fuel the brokers, the institutions, the quants, the hedge funds, everything. For us, it's really about building an opportunity for both retail and B2B. Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, you get a lot of people answering some questions in here and just kind of showcase them what people are saying. So it's great. Now regarding about the back end part about it, could
Mhm.
CTU benefit from it? Like be on that end on that part of it with like
So, say,
you were in the education business,
mhm.
right? Are you
Yeah.
still doing it?
No, we rolled it up. We closed all of the operations down. Our schools are shut down. We merged them into TickBlaze. It's all built into the
All
back
ticket
end
place.
infrastructure. It's all TickBlaze. Yeah, we actually have infrastructure that we just rolled up. We have crypto integrations. We just rolled it into TickBlaze. It's all part of the academy infrastructure on the platform. Traders who want education can access it. Who don't, they don't have to. We knew that when we were going from I like to call it the minor leagues into the majors, we couldn't have 5 brands operating in 5 different focus points. And we realized that TickBlaze was the future. So we just brought everything together and we put it into the platform. Yeah.
Love the name, by the way. That's an awesome name.
Yeah, paid a lot of money for that name.
Yeah, good names are hard to come by.
Yes,
So,
yes.
why don't you show me a little bit about the platform? Why don't you share it and show everybody what we're looking at, because this sounds pretty exciting. And like I said, and
Sure.
regarding about, could you trade off the platform?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it basically integrates into what brokerage firms?
Well, we have a connections page, so I'll just explain it. So, most of the traders in here are equity traders, correct?
Yeah, a lot of them are
So,
equities.
yeah, so Interactive Brokers is a primary integration. We have just completed all of the integrations for SnapTrade. SnapTrade is a broker aggregator. So,
Okay.
what we did was we partnered with SnapTrade so that we could integrate all of their integrations at once. So rather than us wait a long time to code all the integrations, we partnered with one big broker aggregator, which links the API. So we have now TradeStation, Tradier, Webull, Alpaca. We've got Kraken that's coming right now, Coinbase, you name it. I mean, E-Trade, right? We're just waiting on Schwab to give us their API keys so that we can integrate with that. So what's nice is that you literally just connect. You add the connection and you just log in through our platform, and it automatically just links the broker, and you just trade directly through our platform. And the reason we do this is because a lot of the brokerage platforms, they're in the brokerage business. They're not in the
Right.
technology advancement business.
Right.
So we provide a much more advanced and yet more functional infrastructure than the brokers. Not that the brokers aren't necessary important, it's just that it's like TradingView. TradingView integrates with 80 brokers. There's a reason everybody loves integrating into the connection. So because our technology has all the bells and whistles, we just connect to the brokers and you can trade. Yeah.
Now you're from Canada. Where in Canada you logged in from?
Ottawa. Yeah,
And
Ottawa.
Ottawa.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, nation's
So
capital. Yeah.
now regarding about brokerage firms in Canada, because we have a lot of Canadians. I love the Canadian people. I've been up. I would say probably 20% of my traders in my room, my students, are all Canadian.
Yep.
What brokerage firms do you kind of really recommend?
Interactive
on your
brokers.
platform in Canada.
Interactive brokers, primarily
Interactive brokers.
for the Canadian side. Interactive brokers, hands down. It's the most stable. It's the most proven infrastructure. We've got hedge funds using the interactive brokers connections. I mean, we've talked with Questrade and we've talked with other brokers and stuff like that, but interactive brokers is the primary. Yeah, it's.
But is Questrade really a big brokerage firm? And it's just, I know it's just
one of the biggest in Canada, but their regulations and they're just not global. So therefore, they're very their API integrations are different and stricter and stuff like this. And I have a great relationship with them. I mean, I have capital in Questrade, right? It's just from our perspective, interactive brokers is the big player. Yeah, you want to stick with the big player. Yeah.
And now I heard that Canada is opening up the doors a little bit. Like, I know they're very, very strict with the banks. I'm just out of curiosity. I heard there's like Trade Zero. I heard there's a couple of the brokerage firms. Are they starting to open it up over there in Canada and bring a lot more opportunity for other brokerage firms to open up, or it's still
I'm
limited?
not sure so much on those. I mean, we do have integration. So Interactive Brokers reached out to us recently because they have a bunch of hedge funds that want to use our backtesting software, and they actually integrate through Lightspeed. So Lightspeed is an introducing broker that clears through Interactive Brokers,
Yeah,
and they're
where I live.
Yeah, and so Lightspeed, we're building integrations with Lightspeed now. But I mean, ultimately, from the Canadian side, we haven't talked to Trade Zero yet. We haven't talked to the equity side. So for us, we have been focusing on the major players first, and then we'll probably branch out into the smaller ones after. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's. Why don't you show us how this platform works a little bit and how it integrates?
Sure.
Let's get that shared up and running.
I'm going to share the screen here. If that's let's go here, entire screen. Let's go to it. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see it.
All right. Yeah. There we go. Perfect.
So a couple things I just want to let everybody know that when you come in and, if you go to the community tab right here, okay, you can just click on this community tab. It's going to bring you to a page. You just click inside of it and it's going to open you up to a community. So essentially the community is the open source network. And so what this means is like, this is open source. So everybody in here that's in here can actually join today. And, Fausto, we can actually put you as a preferred partner. And what we do with partners is we actually give you a badge beside your name. So that way everybody knows you've actually been KYC'd and verified, that you're not just some random person. And we can actually have you posting and doing cool things. And what's nice is that we have a leaderboard in here and we actually give away cash prizes, people that are engaging. It's very much like Facebook and Instagram for traders. So it's an infrastructure that we built that's open source. So we've got traders posting here today and you can go through all this. But what's really cool is you go down to the indicator section and we have a whole library of free software. All these are free indicators. Traders get access to all of this. You can download this for trading and you don't got to pay for it. It's all this. And then you come into the live trade posting section. Everybody's posting their trades for the day, right? And so this is free. It's an open source network. Developers will post their code in here. Traders will do all these different things. And when you do come into the platform, you actually get access to all the free indicators that we give all of our traders. So under the marketplace, this is just all free. So nobody's got to pay for it. You just come in, you can start using all these tools. It's there for you guys if you want to have access to it when you're in the platform. Now, this is what's fun for me because a lot of platforms are focused on one focal point, right? You've got scanning platforms like Trade Ideas or TC2000, right? Or you've got NinjaTrader, who's predominantly futures, or you've got, a few like Thinkorswim would be really options, right?
Yeah, more options.
So think of us as a hybrid offering in that we're actually two platforms in one. We're a discretionary platform, but we're also an automation platform. We actually have two infrastructures. So when you log in, you can actually load the discretionary platform, or you can log the backtesting platform. And so what's unique about this is that just depends on what you want to use. If you're a manual trader and you want to come in, what's really nice about our discretionary side is that you have the ability to. One of our biggest requirements for the development side of the platform is, how easy is it for you to trade? Like most traders fumble and struggle with order execution. And what happens is that we basically created a very user-friendly TradePad dashboard that either goes basic or advanced, depending on how down the rabbit hole you want to go with your order execution. But what we really did, which was unique to the discretionary side of the platform, was we actually created what we call trade management strategies. And trade management strategies are actually scripts that you can plug in your risk management, your money management, your risk and reward, your targets, your stop losses, your auto break evens. So literally you can create templates of whatever markets you're trading. Like if you're an Apple trader, or if you're a S&P trader, or a Qs trader, or maybe you're trading, like Nvidia or whatever the case, you can create templates for each stock. And then all you do is just load the template, you hit buy or sell, and it automatically places your orders. It automatically position size your trade. You don't got to sit there and calculate your share size. You don't got to calculate where my T1 is, where risk reward 1, risk reward 2 is. It's all done, and you can actually share these with other traders. Like if you build templates for all of your group, you can just load them into the community. Everybody can download them, and then they don't got to build anything. And we did this because most platforms, I mean, I struggled. I remember the very first time I lost a whack load of money trading on an equities platform. I couldn't figure out where the buy and the sell button is, which one was my stop loss, which one was my target. And
It happens all the time.
And I don't believe in that. I think that trading platforms and technology providers miss the boat. And I think it's because it's built by developers, not by traders.
Yeah, you know what? I do that all the time. Like I used to work. Well, they bought us out before Schwab bought out. There was a company called CyberTrader, where we got cybertradinguniversity from. I mean, I used to work with them. It was CyberCorp. They bought it out, and they wanted to get in the technology business. And and I helped build that platform. But like I said, the problem with these brokerage firms, I tell everybody, they try to sell you everything. They try to sell you, if you're an options trader, swing trader, they're not traders. I don't know anything about technology like they do, but they get these software developers and they just try to give you everything. And that's why it is important to have like what you have, because everybody has a style that they need. Like when we do a lot of coaching, Sean, here at Cybertrading University, and the number one thing we do whenever a student joins our class, because we're more hands-on, we're really big when it comes to customer service.
Sure.
First thing we do is to do a webinar with that person individually. We make sure the defaults are set up right, because I tell them like 80-90% of the stuff, they don't even need it, because with our style, whatever it is, your day trading, so it all depends. Yep. And the other is 50-60% you need, they don't even tell you about, know? And that's where it comes down to.
And the big thing for me is templates and workspaces. One of the things that we do is nobody wants to have to rebuild everything if they're moving from a laptop or a desktop or anything like that. So everything's built on template systems, and we integrate into pretty much. I mean, you can go in here and calculate your integrations, increments. Like for equity traders, you're going up in 500 share increments. We can do all that built into the tech. I mean. And what's nice is that we've got over 200 indicators built inside of we've got volume indicators. I mean, you name it. I mean, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole today in a tech demo, but at the same time, there's no limitations to what we do. Now, one thing I will tell you is that a lot of traders trade on a laptop, or they'll trade on a desktop, or they'll be on the go. What we've done is we have modular UI, and we also have floating UI. And what that means is that, let's say I've got 4 monitors right here. If I wanted to build monitors and I want to do layouts, I could just come in here and I could, load a chart. And I can just link that chart, and I can go here and I can move this chart wherever I want, right? But if I'm on a laptop and I want to build something that ultimately I want to build inside of this layout, I just come down here and I build a modular group, and I can drag and drop it. I can move it back and forth. So it really just depends on how a trader wants to do this. And, you can build whatever you want. There's no limitations to the technology. Yeah. There's no limitations on the user interface, how you manage it across your layouts, et cetera. Yeah.
Now, could you integrate also, just out of curiosity, I don't know if you have it, but we trade on something called, the ECNs, like, NASDAQ Book Viewer, or sometimes Bookmap. Are you able to do that on this?
Yeah, platform? So great question. So we have a huge project that's almost completed, and what this is we've built a custom level 2 trader. And so what's coming one of the things you'll find with us is we're very pro development. A lot of our users put in requests. If anybody in here wants something built, or if you want something built, Fausto, we can code it and we can build it into the technology. And so what we have right now coming is a level 2 trader that has the ability for us to select the routes and the orders and all the different. But what we've done is we've taken the TradePad functionality of what's very click and click, and we built it into the level 2, so that way it's very fast and easy. If you're a hotkey trader, or if you're a level 2 trader and you're trying to trade the level 2 in the dome and stuff like this, we wanted to merge the easy use of the chart trader infrastructure into the level 2, which nobody's done. I mean, if you look at DAS or Sterling or all these old OG tech firms for the equity side, I mean, it's very restrictive. It's very hard to read it. It's very hard to understand it. So it's coming very soon, and it's really, really, really going to be something that traders like yourselves will benefit from. We can easily give you guys access to that once it's ready.
And by the way, just to let everybody know, if you are interested in this product or whatever, I'm going to post up the QR code up there in the middle, and then on the right-hand corner, you'll see right over Sean is a QR code. Just take your phone, scan your QR code, and we'll get you some of these workshops that we're going to be doing. We're going to have Sean back on one of our Cyber Expos, and he's going to go into more great detail on a workshop on this. So if you guys get an opportunity, like I said, just turn on your phone, the camera, scan that QR code, and get that up and running. Now, yeah, I definitely, Sean, I want to definitely talk to you about, because I have specific indicators that I want to make. I call them Fausto flags a little bit. Now, could your company actually make that for us?
Yeah, so what's really nice is, so for developers like yourself, like, here's one of the cool things. You click on the community. It brings you into, let's see if you can see this here. Make sure, can you guys see that? So we're going to go into the community, and we have a developer section right here, which is called Developer Coding How-To Reference Guides. So all of our partners come in here, and we have everything's open source in here. Now, if you guys have software you want to obfuscate and protect it and code it and bring it in, and whether you're selling it or you're giving it away for free, you can obfuscate it. All of our documentation is open source in here. Now, we have an API team, so we can work with you as a vendor partner, and we can actually help you bring all your products in. We can help you get it integrated. Absolutely. We've done that with other vendor partners. We have other companies that have built integrations, and you can protect your software, license it, sell it, or open source it. Like, a lot of our partners give away some really cool stuff for free, and then they have their own stuff that they sell. It really just depends. But yeah, we do this with vendor partners, and we can easily work with you guys to do that. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Because I definitely, I never really got around. I'm so busy just teaching people all day. We run our professional trading room and stuff like that.
Sure.
And we actually show it in our trading room all day long. But and I always get people always ask me, says, Fausto, when are you going to make your own indicator and stuff like that? And I'm like, I really just haven't found the right person. But I think Sean, I think I found the right person.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, your team, when we were preparing for this podcast, Fausto, you'd mentioned that a lot of your traders are also swing traders. And they're not just day traders.
Yes.
So one of the things that we did, and we wanted to really kind of pave the way for the new guys, is that, we have an automation side of the platform, which I'm showing here right now, right? And so you're probably saying, well, what's this equity curve, and what are we talking about here? Well, this is actually a portfolio of strategies that we have, and what we do is we give away strategies. We could sell them for tens of thousands of dollars, but we're in the platform business here. So what we've done is, if I wanted to, say, build a strategy for stocks, let's say, if I wanted to actually, show you how well your stock portfolio is doing, or how well not everybody wants to automate strategies, but they also want to invest in the market or trade in something that they actually have an edge. Like, you can actually see that, hey, this performed really good over the last couple of years, right? So a lot of times people think that automation is about automated trading. It's not. It's about, show me an edge in the market, prove that it's actually profitable, and give me a reason to believe in what I'm doing, so I don't just put my hard-earned money into the markets and I just lose it, right? So what we do, and I've got a portfolio here. This is free. Everybody here can have this. But when I click on it, I'm going to show you, we're looking at daily time frames. I'm looking at all the major stocks in here. And this is literally just a strategy that we have. We have a list of strategies. I'm going to show you this for a second here, and we'll go into this. We have a portfolio of pre-built strategies. We've got CCI strategies, moving average strategy, MACDs, RSIs, stochastics, crossovers, literally an entire portfolio of strategies of literally 90% of what the world uses as the core indicators in the industry. And we spent 7 months building all of these. These are all strategies that can be used and edited and tweaked. Everybody in here can have them, because for an equities trader, if I want to run this back test, I'm going to go back over the last couple of years. I'll run this back test right now. We have the fastest backtesting software in the world, and this strategy over the last year up until Christmas time did about 1.7 million across a whole portfolio. I mean, this is free strategies. I mean, I can tell you right now that you could sell that for tens of thousands of dollars, and that strategy is just, you can have it. Right? And that's just an investment buy and hold strategy on a portfolio of the top 25 largest stocks.
That sounds cheap.
Yeah. So why am I sharing this is because we really wanted to add value to the retail traders in that some traders want to trade manually. Some traders want to have strategies and back test and see what their edge is going to do. Some traders want both, and we provide both. Yeah.
Now, now regarding about the PowerPoint you had a couple examples you want to show regarding about that, or
Yeah, it really was just pretty much. I'll show you here. It was just kind of a summary of what we've been talking about, and I just want to kind of go into like this slide. It kind of sells it all, and not really sells. There's nothing to buy. It's what is so valuable about being here and working with you guys as an organization and as a partner and helping your traders is that I look at TickBlaze as one platform to solve all the problems, right?
Mhm.
Like, and we integrate with pretty much everybody that matters in the business. There's no limitations on the asset classes you can trade. We support multiple code languages. We integrate with every data vendor in the business, right? We have live education that's running, communities that are running. So it really is just a matter of awareness at this point, helping traders become aware that, hey, like there's a really, really good solution out there and we can help you without having to break the bank. And the biggest part is it's extremely user friendly, right?
You had
Like
a
like
you had somebody asking on YouTube really quick. He has any way to test it for new customers and how the system works?
yeah, you don't even have to you don't even need to be a new customer. You just download the platform, come in. Our YouTube channel is actually the best place for this. So this is a great example of just let's go here and I'm going to show you the YouTube channel because it's really where you get all the YouTube information. Let's go here to TickBlaze. So if everybody wants to just come in and actually just subscribe to the YouTube channel, and what's on the YouTube channel is there's playlists. And so there's marketplace playlist, indicators and strategies playlist. But these two playlists right here are the meat here, and that's the standard desktop. That's the platform tutorials for discretionary traders. And then down here, this is the platform tutorials for the algorithmic trading. And in these videos, I mean, these are not long videos. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. They're literally 5 to 15-minute long. 20 minutes is the maximum. And what this is just to break down how to load the platform, how to load the strategies, how to do all these things. And we really just want to make everybody likes videos. Nobody wants to read things. Nobody wants to have to go and have to search through the minutia of deep tech wikis. We have them, but I can promise you the videos are going to be your lifeline. And all the connection guides, like connecting to brokers, connecting to prop firms, connecting to trade copiers. I mean, there's a video here of all the community. So if you're interested on how to use the community, how to get the most out of it, how to benefit from it, how to actually win as a leaderboard every month. We have prizes up to 2,500 a month for people that are just posting. And all you got to do is go in and communicate and share your posts and share your trading, and you could win thousands of dollars every month, right? So it's, and so we've got a lot of videos coming. We'll have the level 2 stuff coming soon once it's coded. But yeah, that's the best place to do that, K21CC.
Yeah, I love your community stuff. I started community myself like 35 years ago. We started the first day trading community when it first came out, and
Mhm.
everybody here, like, once again, that's, I think, the biggest failure rate. Like, no one, they don't have the platform where you had the educational part about it, but it's not just going there and pressuring someone to go out and watch that YouTube channel. It's having, an assistance like you have with the community, other people to talk back and forth, because you got to. And listen, everybody's different, Sean. Everyone, there's different styles. Like, I have
Sure.
people that love our training, but listen, sometimes we're not their style, and it's okay. But at least you're not going out there trying to figure out your own, because that's been a big failure rate, especially you guys being in the education business. You understand that.
Well, and education was the backbone to how we developed the technology. So what we realize is that because we seen all the headaches of all the other tech providers because we've been using them and selling them and promoting them, and we listened to the other side. We got to hear what the pain points were, not only from the trader side, but from the developer side and from the partner side. So a couple things I want to point out is I'm going to go through a couple slides if people want to take screenshots or watch this. And this is just a list of all the core functions of the different platforms. So if anybody wants to know what's capable and all that's here. On the strategy side, you can actually see that one thing that's unique about the strategy side is that we're the only platform in the business that can do portfolio level testing. So what does that mean for you, Fausto? Is that like let's say you got 10 strategies and you want to run them all on 500 markets across the S&P 500, you can actually test them simultaneously instead of doing one at a time like every other platform in the business. This is like where the institutions are very interested in our technology and what we do, because we're a quant research firm just as much as we are a platform. Now, a couple things I want to show you is data feed connections. So we connect to multiple data feeds: DX feed, IQ feed, Polygon, Data Bento. But we also integrate with all the multi-asset brokers for integrations of TradeStation, Tradier, TD, Interactive Brokers. All of that's there. But when you look at the platform from a us versus them, so to speak, it's not that the technology providers out there are not doing a great job. It's just we have perspective and understanding how we're very different. Right. And I think that that's important to understand, because I've used every one of these technology providers for years, and I
Right.
understand what they're designed for. We just understand where we're different and how we position ourselves in the marketplace. Right. So if a trader is looking for the full gambit, TickBlaze is the solution. Right. Right. Now, if you were looking for a stock scanner, we're not your guy. Right. Like, we're not a stock, but we partner with Trade Ideas and TC2000. We have relationships with these companies. So it's not that you can't do the things you need to do. It's just understanding which provider is meant to do the things that they're designed to do. And when you look at the gambit of the cost perspective, we're a free platform. You have an annual maintenance fee at the end of the year if you want to use it. Right. If you don't want to use the platform, cancel. Right. There's a $150 maintenance fee for bugs, upkeep, features, these types of things. And traders are not required to keep the active license if they don't want to use the technology. So you really get an entire year using the tech if you want to use it.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm just looking at your fees right there, not
Yeah,
yours, but everyone else's. Like,
yeah,
that's amazing. Even like I know some people do like Wealth 365s and other platform people paying $1,000 a year. I mean, you're giving it for
yeah,
free. Yeah, the wealth
100%. Yeah.
chart's right there.
Our,
Oh, no, I'm at
our,
2,000. I'm looking at that Quantum
yeah,
Tower Ninja. Wow, that's so amazing. Well,
yeah,
see the big
yeah.
difference how it goes.
So at the end of the day, a couple things I want to point out, and I can walk you through this, but we have a huge marketplace. And what is the marketplace designed to do? Well, we have a massive infrastructure of free software. Who doesn't like free indicators and strategies? Like, come on, like, people are buying things every single day. The checkbooks are going out like crazy. I mean,
Right.
and so we spent months building free indicators and strategies into the marketplace. We have paid stuff if traders want the advanced bells and whistles and all the really, really big Ferraris and the Porsches and all the cool stuff, and like the order flow or the options levels. One thing that I want to show you, and this is something that I forgot to mention. I'm glad I just remembered this now. I'm going to show you guys, like, this is something that's proprietary to TickBlaze, and that I'm going to show you this. And this is something that I think you're going to really appreciate, Fausto, is that we spent a year. Well, options traders, I mean, you're an equities trader. You understand options, yes?
Yes.
Well, 99% of the world doesn't understand options, but the rest of them know that it's what's driving the market. So the institutional options space is driving the market, not the other way around, because institutions use options for leverage. They use it for big books of business. They use it for positioning and hedging. So we positioned ourselves with a data partnership, and we built an integration backend infrastructure for options. We do
Okay.
not have an options chain yet. It's coming. The options chain is coming this year. But what we did was we built what we call striker profiling. And striker profiling is proprietary to TickBlaze, in that what it is we're pulling the options chain into the platform. And we're putting all of the open interest and the gamma levels for 0DT options for day traders. This is only for day traders.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm able to show you exactly where they're going to stop the market at the high and the low of the market with a 99% point of accuracy. I'm able to show you the biggest levels. I'm able to show you the gamma flips. I'm able to show you everything. And all of this is built inside of TickBlaze, and we pay the data feed for you. So you don't have to pay for your options data feed. You don't got to pay for anything. I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to see if it's.
Do you have to pay for DS feed?
DX feed it's actually free. It's actually free. So let me just go in here.
How do you do that? Because I'm
Well,
paying
I'm
for it.
gonna explain it. Yeah. So right now, for I'm gonna go to. Let's just go. I'm gonna connect to a different data feed for a second. I'm gonna connect to IQ feed. 1 second. Okay. So I'm connecting to a data feed right now. Okay. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go over to futures for a second. I'm going to show you this. Okay. So I'm going to just show you something on the futures markets, and I'll show you, and you can do this for what we're seeing here are the option chain on the chart.
Okay.
So I'm able to actually show you all of the puts and calls here. We're pulling that data from the chain. And so why is this important? Well, because what this is if I go and I show you how to do this, I can open up the interest on the gamma, and then I can basically show you where the gamma flip is for the day. And why is this important is because nobody wants to read options. Okay. Nobody wants to read options. They're going to extend the levels. So these are options levels. And there's the bigger levels on the market. Now I have every single level on the chain, which is too comprehensive. So what we can do is we can come in here and I can sort this down to only the 15 biggest levels for the day. And I can sort out and I can show you where the walls are, where the big trades are. And you can see if I take a look at the S&P, and this is the same for the spiders, this is the same for everything. You can see where they're stopping it literally to the tick. You see this big blue level up here? That's the biggest level on the option for the day. And they stopped
What
it.
stock you looking at really quick? Because I want
this is the S&P. So this is the spiders.
Could you bring up NVIDIA?
I'm going to see if I have a data feed for NVIDIA here right now. Just give me a second. I'm going to check it. NVIDIA. What's the ticker for NVIDIA?
NVDA.
Okay. I don't know if I have the feed for the stocks on right now. It'll tell you it's no data. It's because I don't have it turned on for NVIDIA. It has to have,
Could you do this with Bitcoin?
No, it's only for stocks and futures. It's only
Stocks
for
and
stocks
futures.
and futures.
Okay. Do you have Tesla, TSLA, or maybe Microsoft? You probably have Microsoft.
Let me try the spiders. It really has to do with the data feed. It really has to do with the data feed. There it is. Here's the SPY. Here's the SPY. It all depends on the options. So what we've done is we have a partnership with DX Feed. Okay. And you asked a good question. Let me go back to it. Okay. When you download TickBlaze for free, okay, it comes with delayed end of day data for stocks and futures. 15 minutes delayed.
Okay.
Real-time Forex and crypto. So we give you real-time Forex and crypto and delayed stocks and futures. Okay. You do not need a real-time data feed for these levels. We update the levels every 15 minutes. Why? Because the options chain ain't moving that fast. And so you do not need a real-time feed for the options levels. And these are 0 DT levels. So what's nice is a trader doesn't even need to go and buy real-time data to access these resources. Now, Striker is a part of our marketplace, so this is a paid product, but we're the only platform in the world that's built this. And we're the only platform in the world that takes option data and turns it into levels onto your charts so that we can actually show you where the banks are holding the market. Now, if you take a look at the spiders this morning, you can see what the spiders did for all of you equity traders in here. And I'll explain what we're looking at here. This is gamma levels. This is the gamma flip right here. That's where the exchange between the options of puts and calls flipped the market. And you can see how they stopped the market on that level. The best trade was here this morning at 9:30 off the open. And they stopped it to a tick. Then they came down to the wall, and then they stopped it at the wall up here. Like, we're not talking guessing. These are 0 DT options expiring on the gamma. And why is the gamma level so important? Because it explains the level of exchange of delta. And it's only for 0 DT options. So this is only for day traders. And it's proprietary to TickBlaze.
This looks a lot like our level 4 that we trade off on the option side, because I try to teach people how to trade. So a lot of people want to trade options, but this is exactly what we preach. I'm really excited about it because when we're done, I mean, Rich and everyone, we're going to download it. We're going to play around with this because I'm going to start using it in our trading, because we don't trade that much options. We strictly trade more equities and swing trading. And I always tell everybody this, Sean, you're not going to make money now. You don't trade options on the one condition. If you can't be a good stock trader, you can't be a good options trader, because it's what's moving the stock that makes an option move. So no insulting anyone in the option business or education, but here you have now what's called, I look at as a level 4 version of it. Now you're still in level 2. I'm looking more of a level 4, and that is absolutely amazing. And you're right, you don't need to have real time like what we have, real time level 4 data when it comes to equities, because the options are still delayed. So
yeah, well, for us, nobody really knows how to make sense of the data coming into the chain unless you're very experienced. And 90% of our traders don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. So what we did was we built what we call Striker profiles. We created a volume profile for the option chain is basically what we did. And what we do is these are puts and calls. And you can see that the biggest levels, if you zoom out, you can see the big levels here. So that big level with this blue level here, this point of control, if I just draw a little line right here, this one line was the biggest level for the day.
Could you see if they get executed?
Yeah, I'm gonna change the color here so you can
see. Does it have like time and sales?
You mean like the amount of executions at that level? Yes, we
Yeah.
can turn it to the volume. Yes, we can. So let me show
That's
you the setting.
that's
I'm gonna
awesome.
turn this up for a second. So you see where that yellow line? Now I'm gonna zoom in. That
Mhm.
was the biggest option level in the chain today. And that's exactly where they just took it. Like literally, they just came right up to this level. This was the
Wow.
biggest level for the day.
Yeah, awesome.
And so what I'm doing is I'm showing you the gamma. So let me show. I'm showing you the actual open interest on the gamma, but I can show you the executed volume at the gamma, and I can show you the executed volume at each strike price. So I can show you what's pending, where the interest is, and where the actual business is expected to still do more business. But I can also show you the executed volume on that, and I'll walk you through. I'll show you the executed volume on the strike prices. This is where all the volume took place. This is executed volume now at each strike, and then this is executed volume on the gamma at each strike. Yes.
Wow. All
Yeah,
right.
and so this is some really fancy stuff, Fausto. But what's really cool about this is that it's all built into TickBlaze. It's not something you're gonna go buy as an integration. It's all part of TickBlaze platform. Now, it is a service that you would need to buy the options levels, but you don't need
Right.
to pay for the data. We pay for it for you. It's all built as an infrastructure through our data partnerships. Yeah,
Well, listen, I'm always skeptical whenever someone tells me the word free
sure,
because obviously nobody works for free. But there is a cost. Listen, like I do a lot of presentations for Nasdaq, and people and I show how I'm using Nasdaq Book Viewer. You know, the total view, and you know, like when I used to started, it was like $1,000 a month. Now
sure,
it's $15. You
sure.
know, that's just exchange fees. You know what I mean? And I know you know, there's certain things you pay for, but what I'm impressed about your product, where we have a lot of these people come on all the time, is, you know, they're paying $200-300 for this data, and you know, and this is what I try to tell everybody. This is why, like everyone that's listening right now, this is why you don't have to go out there and buy lifetime membership because it's a deal. Because all of a sudden you come here to Cyber Trade University and you come to our and you see Sean coming here with TickBlaze and like, oh no, we give that for free. I'm like, and I'm like, oh shit, I just bought this for lifetime. What am I gonna do with it?
Sure.
Well, that's why there's always great
And I
technology.
see a world where the two of us do some type of a boot camp where we open up an equity Zoom for a couple hours, and you and I are just talking shop, looking at charts, and you're trading, and we bring everybody together. I'd love to just break down like a rapid fire on the markets and just talk about the levels and show traders what we've got and what you've got. I think everybody would probably love something like that.
Oh,
I
well,
mean,
they got it right here. I put it right there. Just click that. I'm going to put that. We're going to definitely do it. So
so
everyone, you
amazing.
got your phone, scan that QR code right
Scan his
now on
code.
the right hand corner.
Scan
Get
Fausto's code because we're gonna rock it with you guys. We're gonna trade. We're gonna make some money. We're gonna rip it, and we're gonna snip it.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, that's the only way you're going to learn, Sean. I mean, like I tell everybody, it's the only way you're going to learn is like, you got to have two different, like we do it now in our trading room, but like, you got to have someone that really knows what they're doing and different perspective, different ideas, different markets. You have something that works. I have something. And like, hey, can you apply it? I didn't know this stuff even existed. This is new to me. I mean,
Sure.
like I'm sold. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
don't really say that in my room at all.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I tell everybody, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to like blow up your head, but there was like
It,
two people that I was sold on that I saw certain things. One taught me how to do, um, John Henderson. He's going to come on. He's going to be on our Cyber Expo. He was showing me a
sure.
little bit of how to sell covered calls on options, which
Sure.
I'm actually sold on that. But this is actually amazing because I deal with software companies all the time, and I'm like, what makes one better than the other? People always ask me, and I'm
Well,
not.
a little bit of a backstory is I tried to build this for 5 years in all the other platforms, and I couldn't because it requires an integrated data feed for the options chain. And so when we acquired TickBlaze, the first thing I said to my dev team is like, we're going to partner with the data company and we're going to feed the data into the platform so that we can provide an edge to the retail traders on options levels that nobody can understand what to do with.
Mhm.
And the reason we did it was because I started as an options trader. My background was equities and options before moving predominantly into futures. And so I was selling covered calls. I was doing credit spreads. I mean, hell, strangle this, straddle that. I mean, I don't want to be that guy. Yes, I understand it, but like, do I really want to live my life trading that way? And so when we built this, all you need to do is blue and red, buy and sell. And this is where the big boys are trading and why they're doing it. And we didn't want to do it for weeklies and monthlies because it doesn't have the same impact.
Mhm.
From a day trading perspective, zero DT options are expiring today. So, excuse me. So gamma and open interest have a massive, massive move on those levels in today's moment. So if you're looking for the big pops and the big squeezes, it's going to be on 0DT options. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Any last minute things you want to leave off to everybody before we get you back on here and do that trading
Guys,
thing,
thank everybody for their attendance. You guys could be in many other places than here, and Fausto and his team put on a massive infrastructure to invite us in. We're just glad to have be a part of the roster, and if you felt that we've added value here, great, let us know, and have us come back. We can always do it again.
Oh, we're definitely gonna have a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Well, Sean, listen, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks,
and
everybody.
everyone, like we said, we're gonna make a bunch of quick little shorts of this. We'll have the long version on our YouTube channel. You can also find it on TickBlaze's YouTube channel also, but we'll send that all out. And then, like I said, scan that QR code, and you'll be able to get registered for another upcoming event that we're going to do with Sean and all future events at CyberTrading University. All right.
Thanks,
Sean,
Fausto.
thanks for being here. Thanks for everybody coming back. We'll see you next week on our next upcoming podcast. All right. Thanks everybody
guys.
for listening.
Cheers.